A major visit is planned for the state capitol today, the first of its kind in more than a century. We'll tell you what it means for your morning commute.
And how a new executive order could impact our voting maps here in Wisconsin ahead of the 2020 election.
Plus, coronavirus cases surged past 4,500 this morning, but health officials say that isn't the illness you should be worried about. We have the details straight ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks, and thanks for joining us on this Tuesday, January 28th. I'm Leah Lynchine.
And I'm Josh Breiter, meteorologist Hattie McLean here with us. And Hattie, I guess with these milder mornings, the good news is you don't have much to scrape off those vehicles.
True. Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to start with the good news this morning, and that is that you don't need to plan any extra time to scrape your windshield this morning. No ice across southern Wisconsin. Now, we have had some drizzle, but it's been very light and very intermittent, so I'm not looking for a huge impact from that drizzle this morning. Our forecast calls for temperatures to climb above the freezing point or just around freezing this afternoon. Nothing showing up on the radar map early today. If there are some flurries or a little bit of freezing drizzle occurring, it's very light and not likely to last very long. Now, the bad news is that the clouds are in place this morning, and we're not going to lose those clouds at all. Our forecast has high temperatures climbing just a few degrees today to a high of 32 with cloudy skies once again. Let's check those traffic maps early today. We'll see if anything has changed around the area. So far, it's been a pretty quiet morning, and it looks like that trend is continuing right now. No accidents or incidents or slowdowns to report in and around Dane County. Coming up in weather, we'll talk more about a little bit of a cool down that's headed our way as we head into the month of February.
Oh, we've been pretty spoiled lately. I knew winter would have to return at some point.
That's true.
All right, Hattie, thank you.
You're welcome.
So the weather won't be impacting traffic today, but a historic visit to the Capitol this morning definitely will.
In just a few hours, Vice President Mike Pence will be arriving in Madison for an event in the Rotunda. It's part of a celebration of National School Choice Week happening from noon to 1 today. The Vice President visited Wisconsin 3 times last year, but this trip will be the first in Madison. It's believed to be the first time the Vice President of the United States will be visiting Madison's Capitol building in its 103-year history.
Now, again, the visit will definitely impact any downtown driving today. Keely Arthur is there to explain. Hi, Keely.
Hi, Leah and Josh. Yes, for anyone driving in or out of the city during the morning, this probably isn't going to impact your commute because Vice President Mike Pence is going to arrive at Dane County Regional around 11 a.m. His event is at noon at the Capitol, and so we're going to see something called rolling road closures as his motorcade makes his way from the airport to the Capitol. Roads are going to shut down for about 5 to 10 minutes and then open back up as the roads come as he makes his way through back to the Capitol. Also, it could be closed as well as he comes back from the Capitol to Dane County Regional Airport. And we just want to let everybody know, again, those closures are going to probably happen between 11 and 2. I'll send it back to you, too.
All right, Keely Arthur, thank you very much. Governor Evers says he will not be at the Capitol when Vice President Pence is expected to be there. The governor has been busy recently, signing an executive order for a nonpartisan commission on redistricting. It's called the People's Maps Commission, and it's in response to gerrymandering concerns in Wisconsin. The idea is to have regular residents draw impartial legislative maps for the state. While the commission now has the power to draw those maps, the Republican-controlled legislature has the power to approve them. GOP leaders have already spoken out against the commission, calling it a sham.
President Trump's defense team is expected to wrap up their opening arguments today in the impeachment trial. The team has mostly ignored the just revealed allegations by former National Security Advisor John Bolton. The New York Times reported that Bolton recalls the president telling him he wanted to continue to freeze aid to Ukraine until officials there helped with investigation into Democrats, including the Bidens. The allegations are adding to the pressure on Senate Republicans this morning to allow witnesses to appear at the trial. At least 4 Republicans would have to vote to admit new evidence or witnesses.
Developing this morning, and in a win for the Trump administration, the Supreme Court is lifting an order that makes it harder for low-income immigrants to get green cards. The rule looks at people applying for a green card or a visa as a potential public charge based on their income and education levels, and if they use public assistance like food stamps rather. Opponents are worried it would stop immigrants from participating in government programs that could help their families. Now that the hold is lifted, the rule will be put into effect while the appeals process continues.
We have an update to breaking news we first broke to you yesterday. Officials are still looking for answers after a U.S. military plane crashed in Afghanistan. It happened in an area controlled by the Taliban, but U.S. military officials say there isn't any indication the plane was shot down by enemy fire. Reuters reports this morning that fewer than 5 people were on the plane at the time of the crash. Civilian airline Ariana Afghan Airlines denied initial reports that it was the owner of the plane. There's still no word on if anyone was killed.
We now know who will oversee changes in the Wisconsin National Guard's handling of sexual assault and harassment reports. Governor Evers is naming Brigadier General Lori Ferris of New Hampshire as the overseer of the corrective action plan. This comes after a federal investigation detailing the Guard's failures prompted an executive order for a top-to-bottom change in protocol.
Right now, a Middleton man convicted of sexually assaulting children in a pool will spend the next 4 years in prison. 59-year-old Kevin Welton will also serve 6 years of extended supervision and be required to undergo sexual predator rehabilitation. Welton is also banned for life from the Harbor Athletic Club where the assaults occurred.
A local bar's liquor license will be suspended for the next 30 days. It's part of a deal reached between the city of Janesville and the Back Bar after a shots fired incident during a private party there last November. Police say the suspension can be the basis for taking it away again in the future if it's warranted. The agreement also includes several operational rules.
Breaking overnight, an Amazon delivery facility in Madison is a step closer to becoming a reality. The hub is being planned on Milwaukee Street near Woodman's, right next to the Metro bus depot. According to a city report, about half of the former 228,000 square foot Swiss Colony warehouse will be raised and rebuilt into the Amazon Center, which is allowed under current zoning. The Plan Commission has voted to allow the construction of a stormwater management facility at an adjacent site, along with surface parking to accommodate 500 spots for delivery vans and more than 200 stalls for Amazon employees.
It's frustrating. We have flooding issues. We've got adjacent wetlands immediately. Those wetlands are not designed to deal with parking runoff. They have a natural function. We talk about, we talk the green talk, and then we are looking at accepting this surface parking. It's ridiculous.
Now, according to the city, the review of site plans for the actual Amazon Center is ongoing this morning. This comes a few weeks after the announcement of an Amazon warehouse in Beloit, which is expected to bring 500 jobs to the area. Coming up on 6:08 this morning, the Department of Health Services is testing 5 cases of the coronavirus here in Wisconsin. Coming up, we'll tell you why they say that isn't the disease you should be worried about right now.
And we're starting to get used to these cloudy skies over Madison, and they're sticking around, folks. Hattie's telling us how long we'll have to wait for the sun to return when News 3 Now This Morning continues.
News 3 Now brought to you by UW Carbone Cancer Center. Make your gift today.
It's a new day and a new year. Shout it out loud, sing with the crowd. Celebrate 'cause good things are coming. New opportunities are at the door. Yeah, it's a brand new day, and it's a brand new year.
Road conditions can change in a matter of seconds. With available 4Motion all-wheel drive, your Volkswagen can too. The 2020 Volkswagen Tiguan with available 4Motion all-wheel drive for better handling on a variety of terrain.
Come in now to your Volkswagen dealer and lease the sophisticated and capable 2020 Tiguan S4Motion for just $259 a month.
When being sick isn't as bad as
not knowing why you're sick.
When questions lead to confusion.
And angst and anxiety.
When it feels like there's a tiger chasing you into the darkness.
And all you want is a little light.
A little hope.
This is when you need the best of the best. Doctors who don't just perform cutting-edge procedures and treatments. Doctors who invent them. UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Wow, you ready?
Yeah, let me just grab my wallet.
Uh-oh. I've seen this before. Wallet way too big, skinny jeans too skinny.
I'll just carry it.
Before you break something, you should know you don't actually need a wallet. With BMO Harris, you can just take cash out with your phone. Or if you need to, you can pay them with Zelle.
That works?
Yeah. You're stuck, aren't you?
Smile.
Woo! Those jeans are way too tight.
That feeling you get when no wallet is no big deal. That's the BMO effect.
Disney on Ice invites you to dream big. Join Moana on her journey to believe in herself. Be inspired by Miguel's passion. Rediscover the power of love with Anna and Elsa and see how anything is possible when you explore your world. Disney on Ice presents Dream Big. Tickets start at $15. Coming to Alliant Energy Center February 6th through 9th. For tickets and show details, visit DisneyOnIce.com.
News 3 Now First Alert Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning from the Hattie-O patio. We're starting out with mild temperatures once again here in southern Wisconsin. We can thank a blanket of clouds for those warmer temperatures this morning. Still a decent amount of snow on the ground, although we're losing just a little bit each day as temperatures climb into the 30s above the freezing point. We have officially 7 inches of snow on the ground. A good part of southern Wisconsin still, though, with at least 4 to 6 inches of snow on the ground right now. Unfortunately, though, that snow depth will continue to dwindle through the rest of this week right into the upcoming weekend. Our forecast high temperatures are well above normal by the time we get into the first part of next week, even hitting highs in the 40s one day. We will cool down after that. All indications are that the first full week of February will be a little colder even than normal. Now, on high-resolution Doppler radar, we're not seeing anything right now. I can tell you that from time to time we've had some light freezing drizzle here in the backyard weather patio. It never lasts very long and it's very light, so impacts are expected to be pretty minimal today. Weather Track is showing you that clouds, though, are in place across the entire region. We are stuck under this low deck of clouds. You can see it here on the WIC TV Skycam looking to the east from the station. At least the clouds are high enough that they're not causing any fog this morning. Visibility is still around 10 miles in most spots. Temperatures range from the mid-20s in Prairie du Chien and the Dells to around 30 in Janesville. You've dropped a couple degrees now, down to 30. We're still at 28 here in Madison. Our winds are very light from the northwest, around 5 miles per hour, so we're not talking a wind chill this morning. It still feels like it's in the 20s in most locations. Here's a look at your Future Track forecast model, and again, just mainly cloudy skies through the day today. Pretty quiet weather pattern. Temperatures will be around 30 or close to it by the lunch hour. We'll climb a couple of degrees warmer than that, but that is it. Now, there may still be some flurries tonight into tomorrow, especially along the lakeshore with some of that wind coming off of Lake Michigan, just kind of fueling the atmosphere with more moisture. Otherwise, the forecast doesn't call for any major storm systems to hit the area, just a chance for flurries on and off. Maybe our next best chance for precipitation is late Friday into Saturday, where we could see some light snow mixing with rain at times during the afternoon. Our next chance for sunshine, maybe that's more important, that comes on Sunday. Let's take a look at those First Alert traffic maps now. We'll send it over to Stacy Kay for all the details. Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning. It's a quiet start on the Beltline. Nothing to slow you down yet in either direction. Checking out other roads here in Dane County, just the usual brake lights on Stoughton Road and Park Street approaching the Beltline. Volume is not a problem yet on East Washington and downtown at this time. And other main routes heading into Madison moving along at the posted speeds. No crashes or delays. With your First Alert traffic, I'm Stacy Kay.
Stacy and Hattie, thank you both very much. 6:14 right now. A major airline is being ordered to pay a $50,000 fine to settle allegations that it discriminated against Muslim passengers. The U.S. Department of Transportation alleges Delta Airlines removed 3 passengers from their seats in 2 separate instances after flight attendants and passengers became nervous, citing their behavior. In both cases, Delta's corporate security department informed the flight crews of no red flags regarding those passengers.
Meanwhile, that same airline is waiving change fees for China flights because of the coronavirus. Delta originally issued a waiver through the end of the month, but it's now expanding it through February. United Airlines is also issuing travel change waivers for people traveling to Wuhan, China through March. American Airlines has done the same. U.S. health officials are changing their travel advice to Americans this morning, saying you should avoid any non-essential travel to Wuhan or surrounding areas.
More than 4,500 cases of the coronavirus are now confirmed as the death toll climbs over 100 this morning. More than 60 of those cases are confirmed outside of China. 17 other countries have identified cases of the virus, the latest of these being in Germany, who reported their first case Monday.
The coronavirus has not yet been diagnosed in Wisconsin, but the state's Department of Health Services is currently testing for 5 possible cases. The ripple effects of coronavirus are still being felt here in Madison. GE Healthcare says the demand in China for its R680 respirator, made here in Madison, has gone up 20%. In a press release, the local plant says they're looking to bring on at least 10 more manufacturing associates to help with that demand.
Amid growing concerns over the coronavirus, the DHS says the flu is more of an immediate threat, especially here in Wisconsin. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that over 15 million people have contracted the flu this season, 140,000 of those cases leading to hospitalization, and over 8,000 leading to death. More than 50 of those deaths were children, 15 of them just last week. The CDC says more than 50% of this year's flu cases come from children and young adults under the age of 25. 33 states are currently reporting high flu activity levels this morning, and cases are considered to be widespread in 48 of the 50 states, including here in Wisconsin.
In fact, 2 Wisconsin schools in Watertown, St. Bernard and St. Henry, are closing today and Wednesday because so many kids have been out sick. Crews will be deep cleaning and sanitizing during those days off. The recent illnesses have also left an empty spot on the shelves at local stores, too. In Madison, the community pharmacy says they're all out of protective masks. Walgreens stores across the city are also out.
Every day we're getting, patients coming in, do you have any face masks? And that Tuesday that I tried to order it is because we had, a rush of people who had just bought out, all of our stock.
No word yet on when pharmacies in the city will be able to order face masks again. 6:17 on your Tuesday. Still ahead for us this morning. We're taking a look at how fans around the world are remembering Kobe Bryant after he was killed in a helicopter crash over the weekend.
And it's a mild January morning at the bus stop. Hattie's tracking what you need to know before you go and head out the door. Next on News 3 Now this morning.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Like you, my hands are everything to me. But I was diagnosed with Dupuytren's contracture, and it got to the point where things I took for granted got tougher to do. Thought surgery was my only option. Turns out, I was wrong. So when a hand specialist told me about non-surgical treatments, it was a total game changer. Like you, my hands have a lot more to do. Learn more at faxonhand.com today.
Goldman Cars is starting the new year with a bang. Buy a 2019 Toyota Corolla for only $14,995 or $239 per month, all with remaining factory warranty.
That's right. For the new year, buy 2019 Toyota Corollas for only $14,995 or $239 per month, all with remaining factory warranty.
So come in today and get your 2019 Toyota Corolla for only $14,995 or $239 per month.
Go to Goldman Cars East or West.
You gotta go to Goldman, GoldmanCars.com.
For 2 decades, News 3 Now and Channel 3000 have paid tribute to top-notch teachers nominated by our viewers. Every month, we spotlight and salute an area teacher, and we want to hear about your favorite. If you know a teacher who deserves to be recognized as a top-notch teacher, send us a letter, an email, or nominate a teacher at channel3000.com.
Top-notch teachers, sponsored by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
If you ever find yourself in a negotiation, one that involves you or your family being injured, you'll want a good law firm on your side. One who will not blink. No matter the size of the case, you want an advocate, totally prepared, impossible to rattle. Someone who has recovered more million-dollar results for their clients than any other law firm in Wisconsin. It's not about bluffing. It's about fighting and winning. Since 1930. Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
After we backed that bus out of its stall and started driving, I just loved it. We really get a chance to get to know each other. Almost everyone has a different story about how they came to bus driving. So you really end up feeling like you're part of a family.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Welcome back, 6:20 on this Tuesday morning. Live look at the state capitol, which is going to be hustling and bustling today as the vice president comes to town.
Boy, it's a beautiful shot, though, isn't it?
I know, one of my favorite places. It really makes Madison a special place, I think.
It does, but not going to see a lot of sun down there today.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't give him some sunshine today in the area, but relatively mild. It could be way worse in January.
You never know here.
I know. So you don't need quite as many layers today. Take a look at our current temperatures. Not bad. 28 here in Madison, 28 in Mineral Point, 27 in Monroe, even still 30 in Janesville. Pretty mild start to the day today. We don't have to mention wind chill either. We do have a northwesterly wind, but it's less than 10 miles an hour. So we're not dealing with the wind chill today. Here's your bus up weather forecast. Clouds from start to finish through the day. That's the bad news. The good news is that temperatures will be pretty easy to tolerate. 32 is the high today. There may be a few flurries, but no accumulation is expected.
Patty, thank you. Crews are still searching for victims this morning, nearly 24 hours after a dock fire started in northern Alabama. So far, at least 8 people have been killed and 35 boats destroyed, fueled by exploding gas and propane tanks. Many of the victims were living on houseboats. Investigators are still working to find out what started it.
Today's Lakers-Clippers game at the Staples Center in Los Angeles is postponed as people continue to mourn the loss of Kobe Bryant. Even without the game, a community is coming together outside the stadium to honor the legend who played all 20 years of his career with that franchise. Fans across the U.S. are also paying tribute, gathering at local landmarks to pay their respects. New York City's Empire State Building is lit up in purple and gold, while basketball fans in Chicago chalk sidewalks outside of the United Center where the Bulls play, writing messages to honor the late Lakers player. Here in Wisconsin, Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo is among those struggling to come to terms with the loss.
Sad day. There's not much you can say about it. Just gotta sit down and just ask questions and realize what's important in life, with family, and I don't know what to say, guys. It's yeah, everybody. I'm just trying to deal with it. I'm human.
So sad there. Giannis has said several times how much he looked up to Kobe. The first time he ever got to practice with him, he showed up 3 hours early and had a notebook of questions ready to go. Kobe and his daughter Gianna were 2 of the 9 people killed in a helicopter crash over the weekend. Federal investigators say the pilot ran into thick fog shortly before the crash, but never sent out a distress signal.
6:23 right now. We're less than a week away from the Super Bowl 54, and ahead of the big game, a new report is out saying which cities have the best football fans. Green Bay, of course, makes that list with a ranking of number 4. Pittsburgh, Boston, and Dallas took the top 3 spots. Now, to get these findings, researchers compared more than 240 U.S. cities with at least one college or professional football team. Kansas City and San Francisco, the 2 cities sending teams to the Super Bowl, did not make the cut.
That's why Green Bay should have gone.
They really should have. All right, still ahead for us. We've got the top 3 things you need to know this morning before you head out the door.
Including the vice president making a historic visit to Madison this morning. We're taking a look how that might impact your lunchtime commute. That's when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
It's time to get a whole new perspective on Ram trucks. Because to us, there are no small jobs, no little tasks. And when it comes to innovation, there are no modest ideas. No wonder why more people are switching to Ram than ever before. Ram trucks, back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year.
Current competitive pickup owners get an average $13,235 in total values on the 2019 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry, with honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship. Dedicated to being the best. So when you need a plumber for an important upgrade or 24-hour emergency service, call RHD. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises. With the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proudly serving all of Dane County.
The Color Purple is the Tony Award winner for Best Musical Revival. A glory to behold. Experience what people are calling one of the greatest revivals ever. The Color Purple. At Overture Center, February 18th through 23rd. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
This January, you can join Anytime Fitness for just $1. You have health and fitness goals. Let us help you reach them. Join in January and also get 2 weeks of unlimited training. Offer ends soon. Join Anytime Fitness for just $1.
At Papa Murphy's, we're making flavor magic for just $9. Introducing the new Combo Magnifico, a magical combination of giant pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, and onions, all for just $9. Bake it yourself, then make it disappear. We make it, you bake it, Papa Murphy's.
How does the automatic emergency braking in the Chevy Equinox work?
What?
Can you tell me how lane keep assist with lane departure warning works?
Lane departure warning? What is that exactly?
Kids may not know about the 2020 Chevy Equinox's standard safety features, but every parent should.
Get $3,750 cash allowance on most Equinox models. Plus, current GM owners can get an additional $750 cash allowance. And eligible GM card members get $1,000 in bonus earnings.
Tired of the cold? Then warm up with winter cocktails, spirits, food, and live music at Madison Magazine's Top Shelf Winter Taste. It's March 9th from 6 to 9 at the beautiful Edgewater Hotel. Tickets now available at MadisonMagazineExperience.com. Pick up a copy of Madison Magazine and have the city at your fingertips. Dining, entertainment, where to go, and what to see. Original reporting, local business, and politics. Pick up the latest issue on newsstands now.
From the Channel3000.com alerts.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for staying with us on this Tuesday, January 28th. I'm Josh Spreiter.
And I'm Leah Lynchide. Let's get straight to your top 3 headlines on this Tuesday. President Trump's defense team is expected to wrap up their opening arguments today in the impeachment trial. The team has mostly ignored the just revealed allegations by former National Security Advisor John Bolton. The New York Times reported that Bolton recalls the president telling him he would freeze aid to Ukraine without an investigation into the Bidens.
Governor Evers is signing an executive order creating a nonpartisan commission on redistricting. It's called the People's Maps Commission in response to gerrymandering concerns in Wisconsin. The idea is to have regular residents draw impartial legislative maps for the state. While the commission now has the power to draw the maps, the Republican-controlled legislature has the power to approve them.
And breaking this morning, Hong Kong says they will sever all rail connections to mainland China to stop the spread of coronavirus. There are now more than 4,500 confirmed cases worldwide and more than 100 deaths. The U.S. has 5 confirmed cases. Wisconsin is monitoring 5 people for potential diagnoses. None of those cases, though, are confirmed.
Those are your top 3 things you need to know today, and Hattie's here with your out-the-door weather and traffic. Hi, Hattie.
Good morning, Josh and Leah. We'll take a live look outside from the WIC-TV sky camera shot. We are socked in with a low deck of clouds once again, and those clouds aren't going anywhere today. So that's the bad news. We're not going to see the sunshine. The good news is that no major storm systems are headed in this direction, so still green light for washing the car over the next couple of days. In fact, right through the end of the week. Here's a look at our temperatures going forward. We're starting in the 20s this morning. We'll climb a few degrees just like yesterday to highs in the low to mid 20s across southern Wisconsin. Should top right around 32 here in Madison. A little bit of patchy freezing drizzle is possible once again this morning. I've seen a little bit here in the backyard weather patio. It doesn't last too long and it's very light. Here's a look at your traffic maps. Again, keep in mind that things are pretty quiet right now across the area, but there is an accident reported on the on Highway 151. This is the northbound side at American Parkway. No delays there right now, but that is possible later as the volume increases. Here's a look at your drive times for the area, still going at posted speeds on all those major routes into Madison. Coming up, we will talk more about that travel weather forecast across the country.
All right, thank you very much, Hattie. So even though the weather won't impact traffic today, the Vice President's visit to the Capitol will.
In just a few hours, Vice President Mike Pence will be arriving to Madison for an event in the Rotunda. It's all part of a celebration of National School Choice Week happening from noon to 1 today. The Vice President visited Wisconsin 3 times last year, but this trip will be his first in Madison. It's also believed to be the first time the Vice President of the United States will be visiting Madison's Capitol building in its 103-year history.
The VP's trip will likely impact your driving if you're headed downtown.
Keely Arthur is live there this morning with what you should expect. Keely, good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh and Leah. Yes, for any of our viewers commuting in or out of the city during the morning, you should have no issue. Vice President Mike Pence is arriving at Dane County Regional around 11 a.m. He will then travel by motorcade to here at the Capitol. There's going to be something called rolling road closures. Essentially, the roads that he's traveling on will shut down for about 5 to 10 minutes and then reopen as he passes on through. For security reasons, they're not going to tell us what roads are closed, but we can make some educated guesses based on the route. Potentially Packers Avenue, Stoughton Road, East Washington. Those are just some of the main thoroughfares he could take. Now, we were here yesterday as crews were setting up the Capitol, trying to make everything secure and ready for this event. As we mentioned, he is here for School Choice Week at the Capitol. Now, the Secret Service is working with local jurisdictions, including Madison Police and potentially state troopers, to coordinate the security and traffic efforts. And again, anyone leaving for work soon, don't worry about it. You might need to worry, though, if you plan on traveling in and around the city between 11 and 2, specifically 11 to noon. The event is at noon, so you should be fine then. And then from 1 to 2, as he makes his way back to the airport, there'll be road closures on that route as well. And we will be here giving you live reports on Pence's visit. I'll send it back to you, Josh and Leah.
All right, Keely Arthur, thank you very much.
Right now at 6:32, 2 suspects are in custody for a series of armed robberies around the state. Police say the suspects are accused of 2 robberies in Madison have been arrested in Oshkosh. They believe the 2 men robbed the North Side liquor store on Saturday morning, then a gas station on Northport Drive later that same day. Oshkosh police arrested the 2 men for another armed robbery in their city. Madison detectives are sharing information with Oshkosh officers and hoping that they can link those crimes.
2 of Middleton's 10 police cruisers are in the shop this morning after 2 separate crashes involving drunk drivers in less than a week. The most recent happened on Saturday on Pleasant View Road, and it was caught on dash cam, so you can take a look here. You can see the officer move, trying to avoid a head-on crash. This came after another squad car was rear-ended last weekend. The pictures there just unbelievable. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt in either incident. 6:32 on your Tuesday. Coming up in the morning sprint, a new ruling from the Supreme Court could make it difficult to get a green card for some immigrants.
But first, we're taking a look at how to afford putting your kids through sports. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. We thank you for that, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to the all-new Dwellings. Don't miss our new Fitchburg showroom grand opening now through March 31st.
Let's be honest, quitting smoking is freaking hard. Like quitting every Monday hard. Quitting feels so big. So try making it smaller, and you'll be surprised at how easily starting small can lead to something big. Start stopping with Nicorette.
Explorer. Drive it today with 0% financing plus 1,500 retail bonus cash. See your local Ford dealer.
The biggest and best RV event in the Midwest is back. The News 3 Now. Madison Camper and RV show and sale. See over a mile's worth of RVs, camping equipment, and campgrounds under one roof. Tickets are just $10, and kids are free. Seniors, you're welcome at half price on Friday. Meet Gridiron Great Gilbert Brown Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Find out more and get your VIP ticket at MadisonRVShow.com. See you at the Alliant Energy Center, January 31st, February 1st, and 2nd.
Year 3 begins at Hogwarts in a special live concert event. Watch as a live symphony orchestra performs with the full movie projected on the big screen. Don't miss Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban in concert.
Tickets at Overture.org.
What are you thinking?
Thinking about burger, fries, and some pie.
You know it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, then bring the pie first.
It's back and better than ever. Hurry in today for Perkins Burger, Fries, and Pie Combo. Enjoy any burger, fries, and a slice of our famous pie for just $9.99. It's dinner, dessert, and a deal. Only at Perkins. And now you can order online with PerkinsToGo.com.
Dwellings, Madison's best kept $150 secret. Visit our new Fitchburg showroom grand opening now through March 31st.
This election season, politicians are targeting Wisconsin, making promises and claims to capture your vote. But you deserve the truth. Only Reality Check gives you the tools you need to make informed choices. I'm News 3 Now political reporter Amy Reed. I'm breaking down political ads, explaining whose money is behind them and separating truth from misinformation. Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Welcome back. Many parents are shocked to learn about some of the prices for youth sports these days, but experts say don't let those first numbers you see deter you.
Only on News 3 Now this morning, I looked into how you can afford putting your kids through sports.
Parents want to do what's right for their kids.
For many families, it's just part of growing up, putting the kids through youth sports.
My favorite parts of the day are the 10 minutes we get to tie his skates up.
Lane Manning's son Miles is a goalie for one of Verona's youth hockey teams. His family was introduced to hockey about 5 years ago, and yes, the cost of playing the sport definitely crossed his mind.
Definitely a concern, a fear, if you will.
But once he got past that fear,
just a misconception, but when you get into it, they're really not that bad.
Manning learned just what it takes to make it work, both with his son sporting the skates and his daughter a gymnast on the mat.
When it comes to equipment, I was fearful, but then you start talking to other friends. Literally, dude, I just started raiding garages of guys who had older kids.
With a growing boy, he never wanted to spend too much on gear, so getting equipment handed down or for a reduced price from teammates made a big difference.
And now we're at the point, my son grew fast, real fast. So we're actually giving out some of our stuff.
He still believes it's well worth the cost.
Overall, there is some money you have to spend, but at the end of the day, I don't consider it a spend. I consider it more of an investment.
But some folks might still struggle with both time and money.
Everyone's busy. Everyone's trying to do what's best for their kids. It's just part of the modern family unit.
Eric Burton is the general manager for the Capital East Soccer Club. He's also the commissioner for the Big 8 High School Conference.
The fees, the travel, the hotels, all of those things add up, and it's really putting a pinch on some families.
Burton says there are some strategies you should consider to save your hard-earned cash.
Shop around just like you would do for a car or a refrigerator or anything else.
With his experience as both a dad and a coach, he recommends looking for any scholarships or equipment giveaways.
You might have to leave your local community to join a different club. But there are other options besides just opening the checkbook and writing big checks.
And that's something Lane Manning stands behind, even if he finds himself going a million miles an hour to keep up with his growing kids.
Just ask the question, go see, right? Because it's a great activity to keep your kids in. I'm a huge proponent of making sure your kids are active, keep them out of trouble, just give them something to do, something to look forward to, something to get up in the morning for.
Now, national statistics for high school sports show big-time drops in numbers for some programs like hockey and football, but officials say some of that may be health scares, like the increase in concussion awareness. And I know that impacts my family because my sister played college hockey at Gustavus Adolphus in St. Peter, Minnesota, and she had so many concussions that my parents pulled her from playing because it gets to a point where it's just not worth it anymore. But Obviously, the price is still a big deal for a lot of families, but at the end of the day, there are ways to make it work, and I think you just have to ask those questions.
Three-sport athlete when I was in high school, and my parents also had to pay for those off-season clubs. It starts to add up, so I love the idea you talked a little bit about scholarships in there.
Yeah, and a lot of times like that too, because people aren't doing those 3 sports anymore, they might just focus on one sport. Well, you're paying for it all year. You're doing summer leagues, fall leagues, and that can all add up. But there are scholarships, there are equipment giveaways, so be sure to do your research and just kind of check it out.
Really interesting story.
All right, so that's what we're asking you to sound off on our daily poll today. Is the price to play too high?
Right now, 84% of you say yes. The other 16% say you're okay with the cost. And that is a fair representation of just how expensive these sports can be.
Yeah, go on Facebook and let us know how you stand, and you can let your voice be heard.
All right. 6:40 your time now. A new study this morning is telling us more about a common heart condition thanks to smartwatches. The study from the New England Journal of Medicine followed almost 500,000 Apple Watch users. They found only 2,000 users received reports of an irregular heartbeat or atrial fibrillation. The study showed older patients were more likely to suffer from the condition. It was able to gauge how often those affected responded to the alerts and sought treatment.
If you're looking for a place to watch the Super Bowl this weekend, a restaurant and craft beer bar is helping raise money for the Dane County Humane Society. Beer Rock on Madison's north side is showing Animal Planet's Puppy Bowl instead of the Super Bowl pregame coverage. 10% of sales will go to the Humane Society. It all starts at 1 o'clock, and they'll have specials including the Chocolate Lab Porter by Wisconsin Brewing.
And we are so excited about this beautiful photo sent in to Gwen. We're jumping the gun a little early this morning on My News 3 Morning. Take a peek at that scene.
That's incredible. Nice little fresh blanket of white out there.
And she talked about how you can see what's called the ice moon up in the corner there. Can you peek at it?
Yeah, you can see it right up above the tree, right under her name. That's incredible.
Stunning photo, Gwen. Thanks for sharing.
If you've got a photo of your morning you'd like to share with us, please do so. Send it to us over on our social media accounts.
All right, 6:41 your time on this Tuesday. It's still cloudy out there this morning. We're going to have an extended look at this week's forecast. Little hint there includes more clouds. Patty's going to talk about when we might see the sun again coming up.
But first, it is January 28th, and we want to say happy birthday to Emmett and all the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with News 3 Now this morning.
Locos 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Droughts, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes. Donald Trump is making it worse.
All of this with the global warming and that, a lot of it's a hoax.
Mike Bloomberg knows the science and understands the challenge. He's led an effort that has shut down half the nation's dirty, polluting coal plants so far. As president, a plan for 80% clean energy by 2028, cutting carbon emissions and creating millions of clean energy jobs. Mike will get it done.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
I've always had jobs centered on helping people, but now with a nursing degree from Herzing University, I've made it a career.
Having a job was one thing, but having a career, to me, that meant something completely different. With a little hard work and a degree from Herzing University, anything is possible.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Start the new year with great deals from Jeep and Don Miller. It's the Start Something New sales event on now. Get the 2020 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4. Lease for only $299 per month, 42 months, 10,000 miles a year. $2,500 plus taxes and fees due at signing. The 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited with heated leather seats. There's great selection. Over $4,000 off MSRP after all discounts and rebates and your own Don Miller deal. Don Miller, Madison and Dane County's Jeep headquarters. Odana Road, Madison.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
News 3 Now First Alert Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
6:44 on your Tuesday. Look at that beautiful view of our city right there.
I like the roofs when they're covered in white because it's just such a clean look.
A wintry shot there, although quite cloudy heads, and they're not going away anytime.
No, unfortunately. We have a lot of clouds in the area, but those clouds are also keeping temperatures a little bit warmer. So I, for one, am grateful for that, having to be outside in the mornings. Take a look at this statistic. Our coldest temperature so far this winter, 0, just a few days ago, back on the 19th. Now, the average number of days that we drop below 0 is 15 per cold weather season here in Madison. We haven't had any days below 0 just yet. So we'll see how February stacks up. But right now, it is going to be continued mild across the area. February, though, indicating that things are going to cool down just a little bit. Chance for colder than normal temperatures across the Great Lakes and much of the central part of the United States. Warmer than normal temperatures will continue for the East Coast, but for us, things may start to change. Now, what is normal for February? We're closing in on the 1st of the month. Normal highs are in the upper 20s. Nighttime lows still in the lower teens. By the end of the month, though, those normal highs are above the freezing point at 36. Still can get some pretty cold conditions, though, in the month of February. Back in 1996, we dropped to minus 29 degrees. So again, winter is not over yet. Take a look at Weather Track. It's been pretty quiet. Large area of high pressure dominating the weather here, really forcing all storm systems around the area. So this large area of low pressure, which is causing some snow in Kansas, lots of rain in Oklahoma today, is going to track due east, staying well south of southern Wisconsin. So no precipitation from that system is expected. Airport delays this morning. We're not seeing any in the surrounding airports. And as you look across the country, no major airports reporting delays. There is some patchy fog from Memphis down to New Orleans, but it's not as widespread as it was yesterday. So here's a look at your travel forecast. Again, that storm system moving through the central part of the country. Rain in Tulsa as well as Dallas. Cloudy in St. Louis with high temperatures in the upper 30s. But it's that midsection of the country where you can expect to see some delays, especially this morning with that snow occurring across parts of Kansas. As we go through the day today, those delays do transition a little bit further to the east. There may also be some in Salt Lake City as well with a developing storm system there. But for southern Wisconsin, we're looking pretty quiet right now. 28 in Madison, a west-northwest wind at 5, sending that wind chill just to 23 degrees. So not a big factor this morning. Here's a look at your current temperatures. 30 in Janesville. You're still the warm spot in the area. In the Dells, it's 24, 25 in Prairie du Chien. Your Future Track forecast model has a pretty quiet weather forecast again through the day today. Light north winds and cloudy skies, closing in on 30 degrees by lunchtime. Topping in the low 30s with a lot of clouds this afternoon. A few flurries will be possible from time to time, but most areas likely staying dry. Here's a look at your extended forecast. We have a lot of clouds in the forecast through the rest of the week. Our next chance for sunshine comes on Sunday, and that's Groundhog Day. Let's take a look at our Pet Walk forecast. It's cloudy. Okay. So this is Wrigley in Monroe wearing a Packer tie.
Sweetie.
Love it. Not bad for a Pet Walk, though. 32. You're not going to be too chilly.
So all sports fans can get behind Wrigley.
I think so.
All right. Thank you, Addie.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. The Morning Sprint is up next.
It's the biggest and the best. The News 3 Now Madison Camper and RV Show and Sale. January 31st, February 1st and 2nd at the Alliant Energy Center.
People will call the roads bad and blame them for being slippery. The roads don't have any control over the situation, but you do. If you drove a Jeep SUV, you could get out there and see for yourself just how good a bad road can really be.
Get $5,500 total cash allowance on select 2019 Renegade models in dealer stock. Or well-qualified returning FCA lessees can lease the 2019 Renegade for $189 a month.
Let's play Dare to Compare! My Bobapedic Signature Gel Queen Mattress versus the Tempur-Pedic Tempur-Adapt. Both have cool-to-the-touch covers and luxurious foam technology. But my Signature is 13.5 inches thick versus their 11, has 4 layers of foam to their 3. And a 20-year warranty versus their 10. And with Bob's discount, mine is just $8.99, and theirs is a whopping $21.99. Sure, they're not exactly the same, but is theirs worth $1,300 more? You be the judge.
Get Bob's discount!
When we say every Culver's Butterburger is cooked to order, here's what we mean.
Could I get a Butterburger?
The Culver's Deluxe, please.
Ketchup, mustard, pickle, and onion?
Craig Culver, I'm going to cook for you. Follow me.
I would love
Come on there. Fresh beef.
It looks great.
And we're looking for that nice sear, just like we got right here. That's where that great steak flavor comes from.
Totally fresh, made to order, the way you want it.
Searing it to perfection is really cool to see that.
Welcome to Delicious.
Get more help with your laundry at the laundry cleanup sale now at the Brothers Maine. Save time and money with the latest in laundry from Whirlpool, Maytag, and Amana. Maine means more with free delivery on washer dryer pairs and our risk-free 30-day price and satisfaction guarantee, so you'll be 100% confident with your purchase. That's why we're the More Store. It's the laundry cleanup sale with more selection, more savings, and more help with your laundry. Only at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
In a plastic world, UW engineers are working on ways to reduce plastic use and waste.
The technology to recycle waste plastics is very inefficient, and then when we recycle them, they're all contaminated.
How we can all help fight the plastic plague. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and be ready for whatever Mother Nature throws our way.
Help eradicate cancer. Make your gift today.
It is 6:51, time for the morning sprint with all the news you need to know before you go.
That includes a visit by the vice president today that could impact downtown drivers. Keely Arthur starts us off at the state capitol. Hi, Keely.
Good morning. Vice President Mike Pence getting a little loud here as people are setting up. Vice President Mike Pence is arriving here at Dane County Regional Airport at around 11. He's going to make his way then to the Capitol for the event at noon. There will be some road closures, something called rolling road closures. Essentially, the roads that he takes to get here will be shut down for about 5 to 10 minutes as he makes his way through the motorcade. Now, for security reasons, they're not going to tell us exactly what routes those are going to be, but we're going to see that happening between 11 and 2 today. We were here yesterday as crews were setting up. Now U.S. Secret Service is working with local jurisdictions, the Madison Police Department, and state troopers to help coordinate this visit and help everything run smoothly. Back to you, too.
Thank you, Keely. Just hours ahead of a meeting with President Trump at the White House, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is withdrawing his request for immunity in corruption cases against him. Israel's parliament was set to meet today to debate the immunity request. Netanyahu is indicted on counts of fraud, breach of trust, and bribery.
Governor Evers is signing an executive order creating a nonpartisan commission on redistricting. It's called the People's Maps Commission in response to gerrymandering concerns in Wisconsin. The idea is to have regular residents draw impartial legislative maps for the state. While the commission now has the power to draw the maps, the Republican-controlled legislature has the power to approve them.
President Trump's defense team is expected to wrap up their opening arguments today in the impeachment trial. The team has mostly ignored the just-revealed allegations by former National Security Advisor John Bolton. The New York Times reported Bolton recalls the president telling him he would freeze aid to Ukraine without an investigation into the Bidens.
In a win for the Trump administration, the Supreme Court is lifting an order that makes it harder for low-income immigrants to get green cards. The rule looks at people applying for a green card or visa as a potential public charge based on their income and education levels, and if they use public assistance like food stamps. Opponents worried it would stop immigrants from participating in government programs that could help their families.
Officials are looking for answers this morning after a U.S. military plane crashed in Afghanistan. It happened in an area controlled by the Taliban, but but U.S. military officials say there is no indication the plane was shot down. Reuters reports that fewer than 5 people were on the plane at the time of the crash. There is still no word on if anyone was killed.
We now know who will oversee changes in the Wisconsin National Guard's handling of sexual assault and harassment reports. Governor Evers is naming Brigadier General Lori Ferris of New Hampshire as the overseer of the corrective action plan. This comes after a federal investigation detailing the Guard's failures prompted an executive order for a top-to-bottom change in protocol.
A Middleton man convicted of sexually assaulting children in a pool will spend the next 4 years in prison. 59-year-old Kevin Welton will also serve 6 years of extended supervision and be required to undergo sexual predator rehabilitation. Welton was also banned for life from the Harbor Athletic Club where the assaults happened.
And we have cloudy conditions this morning. Here is the view in Platteville. Lots of clouds there and here in Madison. Temperatures are mild, though, this morning. Still in the 20s across southern Wisconsin. Janesville's the warm spot with 30 degrees. Over the next 12 hours, you may see a few flurries or a little bit of drizzle at times. Temperatures, though, will top at 32 this afternoon.
Hattie, thank you. Delta Airlines is being ordered to pay a $50,000 fine to settle allegations that it discriminated against Muslim passengers. The U.S. Department of Transportation alleges the airline removed 3 passengers from their seats in 2 separate instances. In both cases, Delta's corporate security department informed the flight crews of no red flags regarding those passengers.
Breaking this morning, Hong Kong says they will sever all rail connections to mainland China to stop the spread of coronavirus. There are now more than 4,500 confirmed cases worldwide and more than 100 deaths. The U.S. has 5 confirmed cases. Wisconsin is monitoring 5 people for a potential diagnosis.
Amid growing concerns over the coronavirus, the DHS says the flu is more of an immediate threat here in Wisconsin. The CDC estimates that over 15 million people have contracted the flu this season. 140,000 of those cases leading to hospitalization and over 8,000 led to death. More than 50 of those deaths were children, 15 of them just last week.
Crews are still searching for victims this morning, nearly 24 hours after a dock fire in northern Alabama. So far, at least 8 people are confirmed dead and 35 boats are destroyed, fueled by exploding gas and propane tanks. Many of the victims were living on houseboats. Investigators are still working to figure out what started the fire.
Today's Lakers-Clippers game at the Staples Center in Los Angeles is postponed as people continue to mourn the loss of Kobe Bryant. The LA community is coming together outside the stadium to honor the legend. Bryant and his daughter Gianna were 2 of the 9 people killed in a helicopter crash over the weekend. Federal investigators say the pilot ran into thick fog shortly before the crash, but never sent out a distress signal.
An Amazon delivery facility for Madison is a step closer to becoming a reality, but not everyone is happy about it. The hub is being planned on Milwaukee Street, near the Woodmans there, right next to the Metro bus stop. According to a city report, about half of the former Swiss Colony warehouse will be razed and rebuilt into the Amazon Center. Some residents in the area, though, say the plans are not environmentally friendly.
6:57, Stacey K is a final look at your First Alert traffic. Hi, Stacey.
Hi. All right. There was an accident on the westbound Beltline at John Nolan. The right shoulder was blocked, and that might still be causing a delay. Plus, there was an accident on 151 North at American Parkway. The right shoulder was blocked there, too. The westbound Beltline is picking up now between Stoughton Road and Monona Drive. Inbound John Nolan starting to get busy at the Rimrock and North Shore Drive intersections. Vice President Pence is visiting Madison today, so expect downtown to be a nightmare later this morning as there will be road closures after 11. Other main routes heading into Madison moving along at the posted speeds. No other crashes or delays. With your First Alert traffic, I'm Stacey K.
Thank you, Stacey. Look for just a few flurries on and off today.